admit or put this theory in the hat. Diddy's an addict. He was doing freak offs even in the hotel when he knew his arrest was imminent. When he was in New York. This guy is addicted to this type of behavior, you know? At a certain point, people talk about mental health, this and third. At a certain point, we got to be like, this guy, sex addict clearly he is. But this is beyond a sex addict. This guy must have felt he needed this. Because it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know. Anyway. I only saw Don in Miami. Who's this? Paul. When's the last time you seen Paul? It was the end of July 2024. Before that, often. What did you think Paul did? I thought he was a personal trainer for Sean in LA, Miami, and Turks. How did Paul get there? He'd book his own travel or he'd already be there. Who is this? That's Leo. I met him through Sean for these nights. I met him on my birthday. What about the last time? 2023. Comey says, where did you see Leo? Jane says, LA. AUSA says, what did you call him? It says, I called him Italian. Who's this? It says, a guy Diddy brought into a night in 2021. What happened? Sean said he had someone coming over. I was repulsed. I was in the L'Hermitage. He said he looked sweaty. He didn't look nice. He kind of smelled. Well, what did you do? I tried to make it work. I tried to seduce him with my body. He just kept sweating so much. I looked at my partner like, I ain't feeling this shit. And I was in lingerie and heels. What was he wearing? He wasn't wearing nothing. Sean says, do you want to taste it? Whoa, what the fuck? I said, I'm not feeling this. He said, what did Sean do? He said, he laid me down and started having sex with me. Where was the man? Hovering over me. He was sweating on me. So it looked like when she tried to say no, Diddy tried to convince her by actually fucking her. Because keep in mind, she's doing all these things because she wants Diddy. By the way, we're hearing the story multiple times. Cassie said, I would fuck, which by the way, I don't know, that's a different type of love. You would fuck 3 other niggas just to get to fuck the guy you like? Oh, that's crazy, but whatever. He says, nothing. Sean said, do you want to taste it? I said, I'm not feeling this. So what did Sean do? He laid me down and started having sex with me. AUSA says, where was the man? Hovering over me. He was sweating on me. Then what? Jane says, Sean told me to look at the man's private part, but it wasn't happening. I told Sean, no worries. And the man left. Then what happened? Sean told me he had someone else coming. Oh my God. Yo, this is Super Saiyan 5 Diddy. This is Diddy, expert at the freak offs. So I ain't gonna lie to you, Cassie might have got the starter pack. Cassie got 1 or 2 niggas trying to fuck her. It's clear, by the time Diddy gets to 2023, 2024, you gonna have to take 5 dicks that night. Okay. Then what? Sean told me he had someone else coming over. I was blindfolded. Sean wanted me to touch him. Jane says I took a liking to Paul. I was more comfortable. I thought he was handsome and nice and had warm energy. Comey says, did you ever want to have sex with him? Jane says no. But if I had to have sex with someone, I guess it wasn't so bad with Paul. AUSA says, what's this? This is a photo of a man named Michael. I saw him twice in 2022 and 2023. In addition, in the Los Angeles, Sean says something new was coming. Then just a little bit later, Sean was having small talk with this guy on the balcony. He invited me out. Holy shit, people. Let's keep it going. Jane, she says, so Daphne, she says, I thought Michael was attractive. He was from a website. Who's this? I don't know his name. I met him on my birthday in 2023. Yo, Diddy had her doing freak offs on her birthday, gang. Oh, I don't know if I could Google it though. They said it's porn stars Diddy was hiring. Sly Diggler. That's what the nigga name is. Sly Diggler. Slide. Yeah, I can't pull this up. Yeah, I'm not looking up no male porn stars. I'm good, bro. I'm good, gang. I'm good. I'm not looking up no porn stars. I'm good. Not no male porn stars. I'm straight. Cool. Sean, and by the way, the other person's name is Anton Harden, supposedly, right? What happened? Sean told me to come to Miami. We'd be alone. He was so sweet. Jane says we were eating sushi at Nobu in the hotel. Sean said we'd have entertainment. I gulped and said, entertainer? Comey says, what did he say? Jane says it's your birthday. I just accepted it. AUSA says, why? Jane says, I don't know why. Upstairs, this man comes in. It was a routine. Jane says, I'm like a robot. I'm getting the guy comfortable. Comey said, did you need a break? You said you were robotic. What do you mean? She says, I've done so many of these, I just can't tune out. My partner likes to see it. I just turn on this person. So I guess she would say she was turning on this persona to do what she had to do. Comey says, what do you mean? You turn into another person? She says, yeah, a person who could just do this. What happened? It was much more quicker. So I guess she had an alter ego that she would just turn on to be able to cope with this. He said he felt more like a stranger to me than anyone. I didn't want to do this on my birthday. Wow. Jane says, I asked Sean for a condom. He said, where was he? He was behind this man. So Diddy's standing behind the nigga, jerking off. He says, he's giving me these dirty looks like, you better not ask for a fucking condom. I could just hear that. So what did you hear him saying? Objection. That got overruled. Holy shit. Oh, nah, chat. They're giving it up right here. They're giving it up. They're giving it up. They're giving it up, chat. They're giving it up. Holy shit. Nah, this is Diddy on another level right here, chat. This is Diddy on another level. This is Diddy on another level. Holy. This is Diddy on another level. Wow. Wow. Oh, man. Holy. This is crazy, chat. This is crazy. Saba. 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 Ooh, okay. God damn, bro. Okay, here we go. We got another one. Jane says, I didn't want to sour the mood. AUSA says, why didn't you want to sour the mood? She's crying again. I just didn't want him to be unhappy with me. Do you need a break, Jane? No, I'm okay. I'm okay. AUSA says, what happened next? If you're ready, just tell us. So she's sobbing. She's breaking down, Chad. She's sobbing right now on the stand. Holy. Wow.
So today I'm going to be cooking for you.
Now, so like if this behavior is consensual, I can't really say Diddy's sick. Like obviously I think it's weird. This is not a kink that I have or most men have. But if, there are people who are in relationships with men who enjoy being cuckolds. That's not illegal. That wouldn't be sex trafficking. Here's my problem with this case. I think the prosecutors throw out salacious details, and people who are triggered by the salacious details make their minds up. Like, if you tell me that you're into this, I'm gonna be like, damn, you're a sick nigga. That doesn't mean you're a criminal, right? When you hear the details, you're like, ew, you're sick. Like, we're thinking like Diddy's a sick guy. And sure, we could say that colloquially, but like, is he a criminal for doing freak-offs? Not if she's down with it. Now, here's the thing. A jury might be like, wow, this is mad deviant. I think it's a possibility that he gets sent to jail because his kinks is just outside of the norm that anybody really are into. Or the average person. The average person isn't into cuckoldry, right? So he might get sent to jail for that. But yeah, look at Daphne Joy. This was 2023. This is, if I'm going by the timeline, this was like a few days after she did a freak off. This got to be the house that she was living in that Diddy was paying for.
Okay, so this one, oops. Ooh.
Now I see somebody says, well, without the condom, that could be a crime. Well, that's going to get into a real tricky place, chat, about consent, right? There is a possibility that it's still assault because she consented to having the, like, she might have consented to the freak off, but she was forced to allow these guys to not use a condom, right? Like, by the way, it's assault if you're fucking a girl with a condom and she only consented to condom sex and you just take it off. Apparently that's assault. That's assault. So if you take it off and don't get consent for raw sex, that's assault. Okay? So maybe they could spin it like that to say Diddy was forcing her. Like, yeah, she was down with the freak off, but Diddy forced her to not require the men to wear protection.
Okay, that's the one. Okay, so now I have prepped my salmon. I've washed it, I've exfoliated it with salt. It's kind of a lot of salt, but okay.
That's not how Diddy likes it. Yo, chat, when I looked at her on Instagram, she looked so glamorous. I'm looking at the house, looks so